Welcome back to the podcast. I'm going to do a special episode today, the Mediocre Alaskan Podcast. I'm talking with my fiance for a few more days, who will be my wife on Saturday, Abby Hoffman. Hi.
Hi.
So, just kind of wanted to talk about how we're feeling about the wedding and the honeymoon. So it's kind of a honeymoon preview, but I've always kind of liked the authenticity of kind of what's going on and real people doing real things, and so kind of want to record some pre-wedding planning stuff. Have you gone back and forth between like super excited and then also stressed? Like, how's your stress level?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty okay. I think I'm definitely more excited to be married than to do the wedding thing. There's a lot of people in town right now, and I just hope they're all enjoying Ketchikan.
I know. Everybody keeps asking or offering help, but I don't know like what to do.
I know. What are we forgetting that people usually help with?
When Dean was over last night and we were talking about that, what did he say? He said, "You won't know until you've missed it," or something.
Yeah. I was like, that's encouraging. Thanks.
Man. The weddings I've been to, I haven't really shown up with the expectation that there's going to be like this show that the wedding's got to be good. It's always just been, I'm here for the wedding. And there's really no expectation. I don't know if that makes us low maintenance or what, but we want it to be fun and enjoyable, but we're not perseverating over every single little detail.
Yeah. I think I'm almost more worried about these days leading up to it, that people are having fun in Ketchikan and finding fun things to do and finding good restaurants, eating good seafood.
Yeah. A month ago, there was 120 or so cases of COVID, and we were at our highest level, but just yesterday we dropped down to green level. We only have 7 active cases and 0 new, which is...
That's a relief.
Huge relief. And then the weather's been nice the last 3 days, but everybody starts getting here pretty much. Well, a lot of people start getting here today. So at least your folks, my brother and his family, and Dean and Alicia have had some good weather, so that's good. Mm-hmm. So about the honeymoon.
What about the honeymoon?
Yeah. We're going up to the Kenai Peninsula. We're going to do some fly fishing on the Kasilof and the Kenai Rivers for trout, and hopefully getting a king salmon. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm definitely excited. Yeah, I mean, I've never been up further north than, Skagway, I think?
Yeah.
So that's all kind of rainforest, southeast Alaska. So I'm excited to see, I don't know, I guess the Kenai Peninsula maybe isn't real interior Alaska like people think of the tundra, but I'm excited to just see some new territory and try some new things. Yeah.
When I told Mom what we were thinking about for the honeymoon, she was kind of worried that I was just calling the shots. Kenai Peninsula. Well, Jeff, you have to make sure that Abby wants to do these things too. No, I'm serious, Mom. Like she wants to go there.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I think we talked about, well, actually not seriously, but we talked about Bristol Bay is just a general place to go and fish at some point, but it's so expensive to get there.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm excited that we can kind of drive around, be mobile, and just see some of the little towns and do some hikes. And, there's trails, which is kind of nice when you're just casually visiting a place.
Yeah. I'd really like to we got a guide on Tuesday. We get there Monday. We got a guide on Tuesday. It'd be so nice to get the Kings with the guide.
Yeah.
Just so it's kind of out of I don't want to say out of the way, but if you don't get a king with the guide and you're there for another 9 days, you start to just wonder if you're going to get one or not. It's a new river system. I fished fairly big water before, but just every river has its own program. So, you go up there, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun, but, you have that lingering feeling that there are kings here. And if you're not catching them, that could be sad.
Yeah, well, and if we don't catch a king with the guide out of a boat, I mean, what's your confidence level that we can catch one on our own wading in the river?
Exactly. Yeah. But it is a honeymoon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a honeymoon.
Yeah. but
But
we
it's
went
also-
there. We didn't go somewhere else. So
Yeah. I think the expectations, if you go to like a warm spot to just kind of hang out by the beach, it's fine. I want to catch a king,
yeah,
even if it's a small one.
yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I even hook a king. I'm gonna panic.
Me too. If we end up or just end up catching like 8 to 12 inch rainbow trout, it'll be hard not to be disappointed. But it is the honeymoon, so I think we got to separate the honeymoon versus the fishing trip. Otherwise, it's gonna be, how was your honeymoon? Ah, it sucked. We didn't catch any big trout. I mean, it was a great honeymoon, but the fishing wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares? How many flies do you think we have?
Too many.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been this prepared. Because I had a bunch of flies, and I bought some more. And then
I bought a bunch of flies.
and then Abe and Julie bought us a bunch of flies.
Yeah, that was a super cool wedding gift. They saw
Yeah.
we were going up there, and they bought a really nice selection for us.
Yeah, a fly box filled with king flies. Abe actually called the fly shop up in Juneau, Alaska Fly Fishing Goods, and got us hooked up, which is really sweet. I'm amazed that with all the flies we have a lot of variety. We don't have like 15 of the same pattern.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel very confident that something in there will work.
Yeah, we'll probably catch a fish on one, and then probably lose it, and then just be devastated.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you have so many flies, it's hard to know what to choose. I kind of like having a couple good flies, but it'll be nice to be able to like go to the guide, say, hey, here's what we got. What do you think is going to work? Because if it doesn't work on that river, it might work on because we're getting the guide on the Kenai, and then we'll be fishing the Kasilof, and then we'll be on the upper Kenai too. So, and there it looks like there's a variety. There's a couple that look like pretty good sockeye flies, and whatever doesn't work in one of those rivers, it's probably going to work down here for steelhead or for salmon. So, we should be good to go.
If you fish it long enough.
If you fish it long enough, right? Giron Girock quote. What else you looking forward to for the honeymoon? So we're going Tuesday through the following Wednesday.
Yeah, about 10 days.
11,
Monday through the...
Monday, yeah, that's right, Monday.
Yeah.
So it ends up being like 12, I think.
No, it's 10. It's
Is it
10
10?
days.
Is it? That's
Yeah.
right. We got 5 days in Kasilof,
Yeah, something like...
and then 4 in Cooper Landing,
Mm-hmm.
and then 1 in Anchorage. The first Airbnb is, which one's that one? That's the one that has like running water, right? It's the second one that doesn't. Cooper Landing didn't have a whole lot of choices as far as things. You're either paying like a ton of money for just basic amenities, or our spot, like the bathroom is 100 yards away, 100 feet away,
Yeah,
something like
I don't
that.
know, something like that.
Yards and feet, that's quite a bit different, but yeah.
But
so it's not camping, but it's something.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We just didn't want to camp because of the bears, right? That was our...
Yeah. Well, I was also worried about getting one, like a campsite, and
Yeah.
then what if we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Just you hear about the combat fishing, where the Russian meets, and we want to fish that a little bit, but that seems like that could be kind of crazy, and it didn't look like there was a whole lot of camping spots by Kasilof or Kenai. And we kind of jumped at the Airbnb pretty quick.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people I've been talking to, they're like, "Oh, so you're camping on the honeymoon?" And they're kind of surprised when I'm like, "Oh, we got some Airbnbs."
Yeah, they got the camping version of Airbnbs, I think. But yeah, that's funny. It's been weird choosing a song, kind of going back to the wedding thing and what people's expectations are. Like, because we don't really have a song. We haven't really gone on dates. Our dates have been like camping. We had a date on the Gilpin Lake in Colorado. We had a date. We skied into a yurt in Colorado.
Yeah,
Mm.
well, yeah. It's also been COVID, so it's not
It's
like
also
you
been
can really
COVID.
go anywhere.
The last year been COVID, but yeah, so it was kind of interesting, but it's been fun.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of good experiences.
What are you most excited about?
I don't know. I was thinking about that last night, actually, about fishing from the drift boat, what the program's going to be. I got to ask about if they're going to provide rods. Like, I want to use our rods. I have a 7-foot switch, an 8-foot switch, 9-foot single hand, and you have an 8-weight.
I didn't bring it.
Yeah, because we're using the switch. That's right. So I have 7-weight switch, 8-weight switch, 9-weight single hand, and then we're going to bring you brought your 5-weight or 6-weight?
Yeah.
Yeah, for trout and sockeye. So we have plenty of rods.
Wait, you catch sockeye on a 5-weight?
You can do anything. Well, I saw one YouTube video of someone with like a 3 or 4-weight catching sockeye. There's the dude Trey Combs writes about in his steelhead book catching steelhead on the Klamath River with a 3-weight. They're the smaller steelhead. They're like the 20 to 24 inch, I think, but.
Yeah, but I'm only gonna have so many chances.
Yeah. I don't wanna mess around too much with it.
Yeah. No, I was thinking the 5-weight for if we hike up to a lake for grayling or rainbows on the upper Kenai. Be pretty fun. Someone
right now is listening to this potentially. Like, oh, these two they're in big time trouble. We got good amount of leader. We could probably use more. Be interesting to see if people do like tapered leader, or if they just go straight mono.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's super simple to just go straight, and it's cheaper too. The tapered leader is a little bit more expensive. Or how many people build their own leaders, which we could do pretty easily. I mean, you're not worried about presentation so much, and with the 2-handed rods, you're just chucking it. So I don't know. We'll see.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't one. Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they're the first company to sell wireless service online only. They cut out the cost of retail stores and pass those sweet savings directly to you. For anyone who hates their phone bill, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. I was hesitant about having to get a new phone and a new phone number, but with Mint, you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone and your same phone number along with all of your existing contacts. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or for a family, and at Mint, families start at 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and to get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/waypoint. That is mintmobile.com/waypoint. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/waypoint.
Yeah.
And then I was also thinking about syncing lines.
Oh, yeah.
I have the extremely fast syncing and some fast syncing, but if we both need extremely fast syncing, we might be...
Well, no, I brought up some
That's right, we got you
leader.
a set too.
Yeah.
Good.
But, so you were going to say what you're most excited about before you just started talking about
I want to say like hooking into that fish. That's the right thing to say. But usually when that happens, I'm just so paranoid about getting it in. I don't really enjoy the whole thing. I'm just, okay, bring it in. I don't think about, just feel the fish. Just enjoy the moment. Sometimes I can do that. But that's usually like on a great steelhead day, is like steelhead number 3 or 4, where you're just like, all right, I'm going to enjoy this one because you've already got the steelhead. So hooking up with a king and having it go crazy, I think it's just so, I don't know. It would be hard to enjoy the moment.
I think that's what makes it fun to me, though, is that you're just kind of like panicked and the adrenaline is going and you're like trying to net this fish and it's like swimming around your legs and it's just chaos and part of you wants to cry a little bit.
Yeah, I think that'll be awesome. That'll be sweet, hopefully. But I think also one of those big Kenai River rainbows. I've got some pretty nice rainbows on the lower Sacramento River, 20, 22 inches. And those are some awesome fish. But just that Kenai River, it's different ecosystem and different feel and legendary, of course. I think that'd be, just to hold one of those would be definitely cool. And then I think we've enjoyed going through different communities and seeing kind of what it's about and finding like a good sandwich place. Mm-hmm. Jackson Hole sandwich place was awesome. That was one of the best sandwiches I've had.
Yeah, that was fun.
We didn't eat it there because we had to get to Idaho, and then there's that rainstorm, and then we camped in DuBois. DuBois?
Yeah.
Drove through Jackson Hole, stopped in for a sandwich, got it. It's beautiful. Drove out of Jackson Hole because it's just chaos. And then, because we're meeting some friends in the Sawtooths in Idaho, so we had to keep moving in that westwardly direction. And there was a big old thunderstorm. So we had to get over this pass, and we had to get further into Idaho than we intended. We wanted to just find a nice spot to pull off and eat the sandwiches, but the weather was so bad that we couldn't. Just kept powering through it, and then we got a nice little rest stop, looking over the Snake River, ate the sandwich, and took like an hour nap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those sort of things are fun about the road trip.
Yeah.
Finding like a good place to eat.
I think, I don't know like what our schedule's going to be like up there because there's so much daylight, and I think it's going to be like tempting to get up at 3 o'clock and just hit the river, but then at some point you crash.
Yeah.
But then, you want to see the sunset and catch the evening hatch, and I don't know if that's a thing with salmon, I guess, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's going to be a couple days where we'll just power through. We'll probably fish pretty late, and then we'll wake up early. Like, we're on a honeymoon, but a couple days of that, it's going to be pretty tough. I will definitely feel like I'm wasting daylight. If we wake up and there's daylight going on, and you're just going to know someone else is out there. So you try to go back to sleep, but I probably won't be good sleep. It'll just be someone else is out there catching our fish.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. What time did the guide tell us for the day that we're doing the guided trip? Pretty early?
I think it was early, but it wasn't crazy early, I don't think.
Okay. I mean, they've got it down, so.
Yeah. But we've been watching them on the old Instagram, and they're getting some fish, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one of those fish. Even if you do have to hold it way out, you can still just tell. That's great. Yeah, I didn't think it was too early. It wasn't obnoxious. I'm sure the guides running day after day after day, they can't be getting up at 3:30, fish from 4 to all day.
Well, but if that really was the best fishing, then they might have you get up early and then you're done by 10 a.m. or whatever. So
yeah, that's true.
You can catch fish in the middle of the day. That's
yeah. I wonder if as a guide you have to have certain expectations. You'd have to dumb them down a little bit.
Like for your clients?
Yeah. Just like no one's going to want to get up at 3:30, so I'm not going to tell them that's the best time to fish. I'll just say, 6, 7.
Yeah, but they're catching fish, so.
Yeah. I don't know if you can ask them to get up that time, though. I think certain groups, if you're going like 2 or 3 days in a row, and it's a good group,
yeah,
day one just crushing it, all about it, you might say, hey, best fishing's at 3:30 if you're into that. Test the group. But I would hate to, an unknown group, be there at 3:30, because if they're not morning people, I think that would be absolutely miserable. And then if you don't catch the fish, then you have these miserable, angry people, and it's a terrible day, but you convince them to get up at 3:30. Then if you don't get fish, that's not a very good review online.
It's true. It's true.
I don't know how much I trust those things, though. So, yeah. But, I got some cool stuff to see in Anchorage, too. Got to stop by Anchor Dogs. That's Daniel's place. We got to check that out. Double Shovel.
Oh, yeah. All those
cider.
Alaska Wild Project guys.
A little shout out to those guys. Yeah, be cool. It's nice to know people up there. Kind of cool to see people in the different part of the state because you might as well be a different state.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool to have. It's always nice to have some sort of, people you could stop by and see, or just something else to look forward to. Going totally blind into a trip is kind of fun, but it's nice to have somewhere to go. We kind of did that with one of our road trips. We knew some spots we wanted to go to, like Durango we wanted to check out, and then fish the Frying Pan and Basalt. But then you get kind of an in-between town like Gunnison that wasn't really on our list. We camped in the Black Canyon of the Moon.
Canyon of the Gunnison.
Black Canyon of the Gunnison. But the town didn't end up being very cool.
No. I think, yeah, I go back and forth on that about how much to plan out, because it's like, you can Google the best deli or restaurants and, have everything planned out, but it kind of takes a little bit of the fun out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't do that, then you end up like our Colorado trip, where you're just like driving through these crazy busy little towns and there's nowhere to park and all the hotels are full, and you start thinking, oh boy, we're going to sleep in the back of the car in a Walmart parking lot tonight.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
So
It's still astonished that we got there was one spot in Basalt at the Frying Pan River Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had it was the day that we left the Black Canyon of the Gunnison, and didn't fish. I think it was the North Fork or something like that. Or one of the forks. It was just like hot and dusty out there, and there wasn't a whole lot of land. Caught one little brown trout. We thought, we're getting out of here, so let's go all the way to the Frying Pan. So we're trying to get hotels in, was it Carbondale?
Yeah, we checked a couple different places, and
Was that Vail at the end of that, or Aspen, or one of those two? Like that would have been way far up past, but there was one of those
maybe
ski
Aspen.
towns.
Vail's like way further west.
Yeah. So there was nothing in Carbondale. There may have been one in. Wait, is there Silverdale too? No, Silverdale was the one before we went up. Silverthorn was before we went up and over that pass thing. Anyway, so most of the places that we wanted to stop for the night didn't have hotels, but there just happened to be one in Basalt, which is actually much, much closer to where we wanted to fish anyway. It ended up being just absolutely great. So that was an instance in which we did not have plans, but things worked out better than we could have expected.
But there's a lot of anxiety involved.
Much anxiety. But yeah, I'm glad we have a good home base with the Airbnbs, and then a solid plan, but it's also very open-ended.
Yeah, and it'll be fun too. I mean, some of the Airbnb hosts, they give you little tips and tell you a little bit about the area that you wouldn't necessarily find on your own. So
yeah, it's been funny to see the Ketchikan Airbnbs, because obviously I've never stayed in an Airbnb here in Ketchikan since I live here. So just your parents and the place they got, and driving past, you thought, oh, is this really a good spot? But ended up being cool.
Yeah.
Pretty old, but it's got what you need. Mm-hmm. And Dean and Alicia's place that has...
You can't cook fish.
You can't cook fish. And these two burners, and then fridge. It's pretty small. I mean, exactly. It's all you need. I think that's going to be better than the second one that we're at in Cooper Landing.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's a nice place they have.
Yeah. And then there are a couple of yurts here in Ketchikan that you can rent. I think Dean wanted to go with the yurt, but just to have the full experience. So.
Yeah.
But then your crew from your.
Yeah, from Wyoming.
Your side, that'll be. They're just getting one spot, right? But it's your uncle that's going to be at two different spots?
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to see the different neighborhoods. And
yeah. It was interesting, too. You go through the steps of what you're supposed to have at the wedding, and we had a wedding block, and people were finding it much more appealing. I don't know if it was because of COVID or just because it's a thing now. They were looking at Airbnbs rather than the wedding block. So.
Yeah, I think... Ketchikan's a small town, but it's so spread out, and there's different places that you can, if you want to be near the marina, or you want to be down south or right in town. So everyone was kind of picking out places based on location, I think.
Yeah. I think there's something to being able to cook for yourself and not have to have every meal.
Absolutely.
Those hotels are pretty limited. You have a small little fridge, but you're not cooking anything. I think that's it saves money, but also it's a better gathering place.
Mm-hmm.
You typically leave your hotel room to go somewhere else to meet people and have food or hang out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really. It's weird to hang out at someone else's hotel room.
Yeah.
Because it's like a bedroom on the road.
Yeah.
So, but if you have an Airbnb, you can invite people over and you have that more living room, dining room type thing. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Well, kind of funny that we actually have time to podcast. It's going to be a busy day this afternoon.
Yeah.
That's going to be a busy day in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And head out on the ocean, taking my brother and his kids out. We're going to try to go get a halibut. That would be awesome. Then Abby's got to work on the dress. And then everybody's just arriving. A bunch of people arriving today. And hopefully we got everything figured out. It's happening soon.
Yep.
Good. All right. Well, thanks for being on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, I guess.
That was good. You were scared. Were you scared at first?
I don't know. Like, I just don't know what to sit here and say for 30 minutes.
I think we usually have good conversations about things. I don't think this is much different than our normal conversations about. It is obviously a little bit different because we know we're being recorded.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe it just seems like a little like narcissistic to be like, I'm going to sit here and talk and people are going to want to listen.
Well, that's what a podcast is.
I know.
Well, I think there's some insight maybe to something that we provided. Was there some sort of takeaway? Was there any value that was...
I mean, I'm sure to somebody somewhere, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. These two think they're so cool, they do a podcast together because they think other people care about what they're going to do in their honeymoon, fishing-wise.
Yeah.
All right, well, we won't drag on any more than that. Check out themediocrealaskan.com. Go buy my book at Amazon or miserableparadise.com. And thank you for support. Thank you for listening. Appreciate all you. Talk to you later.